Welcome, everyone.
We are live. Getting there.
Yeah, we're
Awesome.
live.
How fun. Icebreaker question. So, as we have people come on, we've got the chat function, chat window. Please open that up. Open up the chat and let us know all of these things. I would like to see if someone can chat in the chat box just to know that someone's here. Anybody?
Yeah.
Anybody? Yes. Whoa,
Woohoo!
whoa. There we go.
Welcome, folks. Don't forget to change your setting to panelists and attendees. If you just have panelists, only Ashley and I will be able to see. But yeah, please share your name, area of focus, your location, and your favorite email incentive you've ever received. Wow. Brooklyn, New York, Texas, Australia, Canada, UK. Wow, we got a global crowd in the house tonight. Welcome, everyone. Suryadi, favorite email incentive. So maybe you might use the word freebie, lead magnet, email incentive. How do we change our settings? Says Donna. Donna, click the blue box that says panelists, and you should see a menu that you can choose panelists and attendees. Incentives and leads, yes.
Wow. Incentives, leads, email freebies,
Free
ethical bribes.
PDF, free training.
Yep. Sydney, I'm so excited to see Sydney on here.
Hey, welcome,
Talk
Sydney.
about
And
the
I love that daily, weekly, monthly cleaning checklist. That's a good email incentive. Favorite lead magnet are ebooks. That's classic. Welcome, folks. We'll give everyone just one more minute to trickle in.
I'm seeing people I know here. I see Michelle. Hey, Michelle. I'm saying hi to the people. Like, I've actually seen them on Zoom before. So awesome. And then a lot of new people. So this is really fun. I'm so excited to share this information. So make sure you've got like your pencil, pen, paper, or somehow to take notes, or you've downloaded. Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. Never mind.
Favorite lead magnet was a social media calendar and email incentive, a yoga philosophy that relates to real life. Those are all good ones. Save incentive, not sure. That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Sometimes you don't even realize what it's called or what it is. You're just like, I got
you
this
just,
cool thing.
exactly.
You didn't know you
Okay.
were opting into an email list.
So please continue to introduce yourself in the chat, say hello. I'm going to kick us off by starting up this webinar. So first, welcome everyone. My name is Camille and I'm the partnerships coordinator at Offering Tree. So let me know in the chat if you're brand new to Offering Tree, if this is your first time hearing or interacting with us. We are an all-in-one business software for wellness entrepreneurs. So we put your website, class scheduling, membership, courses, email, and everything you need to run your wellness business in one place. Business is hard enough, so we're here to make the online part of it easier, less stressful, and less expensive. So one way we do that, besides our tech tools, are these free monthly webinars. So that's the one you're here today, which is how to create an irresistible email incentive. And I'm such a big fan of this topic because it's one thing to send emails, but that's pretty straightforward. But how do you grow your email list? That's something a lot of folks struggle with, and that's what we're going to be talking about in this webinar. Before I turn over the mic to Ashley, our amazing leader for this webinar, just wanted to let you know, send all your questions to the chat. We'll be watching it. I'll have my mic off and my camera off, but I will still be here interacting with you all. Ashley has budgeted some time for Q&A. And thank you so much for spending the next hour with us. And if you're watching the recording, hello, we're glad you're here. Everyone will get a recording of this webinar. So if you missed something, you'll have another chance to watch. Okay, without further ado, I'll pass it to Ashley. Welcome, Ashley.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here and really happy that Offering Tree is hosting this kind of education. In fact, I was watching some of the past replays just this past weekend, and there is some good stuff that you guys have offered in collaboration with the other yoga and wellness leaders in the industry. And so, yes, today we are talking about email list building incentives. And before I get to my slides, and I have a lot of them, to be honest. I love making slides and PDFs and designing and just doing fancy things, but I'm going to simplify that process for you today. I'll get to a little bit more of an introduction as we go through this presentation, but I also want this to be interactive. So make sure you have the chat window open. That's where you can leave comments. I might prompt you for some comments, also some questions. We will be checking for questions, and I'll pause a few times. And at the end, there is a Q&A function too, but we're just going to keep things to the chat box right now. So open up that chat window and you can talk with us or each other back and forth. And let's get started with this. You guys excited? I've been an Offering Tree user since September, and I'm super excited about the new updates and things they're always coming up with. So if I share my screen here, everyone's seeing this? Yes? Looks good? This is my slides. Okay. I assume you can see this. Great. Awesome. Thank you. This is creating email lead magnets for yoga teachers, but not just yoga teachers. This really applies to anybody. So it applies to wellness professionals, anyone, of course, using Offering Tree, but also people who are in different industries. And where I learned to do this isn't necessarily from the yoga or wellness industry, but business and marketing. So this is what we're going through today. I want to teach you how to create and deliver a yoga inspired or wellness inspired PDF lead magnet to start building your email list. And we'll get to what all of that means right now. So first, I encourage you to download the PDF guide I've made in conjunction with this. I'm going to go through each of the things, and in fact, my slides and this presentation are going to go through what's in the guide, but sometimes people learn in different ways. So if you would rather download a guide and see what I'm teaching you from the user side, you would go to this opt-in page. It's an opt-in page. You input your name and email, and you get my, 17 pages? 17 pages. 17-page guide that goes through the step-by-step of what I'm teaching you here. You can print it, you can download it to your phone and reference later. You can skip this webinar and just get that. Hopefully you don't skip this, but I know some of us learn in different ways. Some like workbook style, some like videos, some like podcasts. So it is up to you how you do that, but the workbook will really help you. And along with the workbook, you're also going to get another example of a PDF lead magnet I made for one of my yoga offerings. Yes, ashesyoga.com/email-guide, and you'll see this page come up. Okay, so who is this for? First of all, it's for yoga teachers, wellness professionals. If you want to start building your email list or grow it faster, but you're not sure how to start. Inside this training, I'm sharing with you my step-by-step process of creating and delivering a simple and irresistible email list building incentive, something that incentivizes people to join. And we're going to make this in PDF form. Again, more details and explanation coming soon. And just another tip is you do not need a website to start building an email list. You don't need a fancy website. You don't need any website. And you can start doing this for free. You don't need to pay for anything right now to get started. Eventually you might want to, but right now you do not. So this is completely free to get started. I'm also going to just note that this is not going to cover how to create email sequences, what to write in emails, how to sell through email marketing, tags, funnels, segmentation, laws, legal guidelines, ethics, GDPR, these things that email marketing is a big topic. So today we are just focusing on list building, on creating something to give in return for an email address or a lead. So that's what we're doing. Today you're learning how to collect those emails, or they're also known as leads, by creating and delivering an irresistible email list building incentive in a simple PDF form. So just like this graphic says, you got this PDF 8.5 by 11 document, and someone gives you their email and there's an exchange. Perfect. That is step one to email list building. And I'm not going to lie and say this is the only way to do it. This is one of many ways that you can start collecting email addresses. It is one of my most favorite and effective that I've done to build my own list. So check out my, this is me. Um, don't mind the silly graphic. I don't take myself too seriously. So take your business seriously, take your yoga practice seriously, but don't take yourself too seriously. So I am a computer and a tech nerd. Thanks, Dad. He got me really into computers at a young age. If anyone here remember Microsoft Paint, anybody? I was a Microsoft Paint guru back in the day. Microsoft Paint. I'm now currently a PDF junkie. I love designing and layouts. I'm a graphic designer by profession. My college degree is graphic communications with an emphasis in digital design and production, which basically is fancy terms for I make PDFs for print and for distribution. I successfully and thankfully have combined my graphic skills with my passion for health and wellness. And that's what I'm really excited to share about is doing some of that design stuff from a non-designer perspective. I really like to give you the step-by-step guides. I've taught yoga and fitness for about 10 years now. I've led a couple 200-hour teacher trainings. I owned a studio up until recently, and I'm a single mom with a toddler. So those of you who are like, but I don't have all the time in the world, I know, neither do I. So I'm super busy. Even this morning, we're having some, struggle fights, getting to daycare, that kind of thing. So I can totally relate on that end. Where else you can find me, and this is actually where I want a question I actually enjoy asking is, how did you find me or this webinar? So I do have a Facebook group, and some of you may not even realize that I created that group. It's got about 25,000 people in it, yoga sequencing and teaching tips. If you are in that Facebook group, in the chat, write the number 1. If you have seen me on YouTube because of my tech tips and tutorials, teaching tip, write the number 2. If you follow me on Instagram, lately, that's the one thing I just built recently, the past 6 months with Reels and just being silly and relatable, type in a 3. If you are in my membership, hey everyone, type a 4. And if none of those, if you found this through Offering Tree or someplace else, type in a 0. So, ooh, we got 1, 2s, 3s, 4s, 0s. I just think it's fun to see where a lot of more people have come from. A majority of people I talk with, I've been on YouTube probably the longest. So I have tech tips, tutorials. If you need troubleshooting for the wireless microphones for yoga teachers, I'm your gal, and I love doing that sort of techie type computer stuff. So this is a little bit more about me and what I can offer. But today we're talking about problems. Your problem. The problem that you're having is you need a way to grow your email list or potential clients. So you need an email list. The solution to that is to offer something for free. A lead magnet is what it's called, that introduces you as an expert. And an expert really can be anything, even if you're only 1 or 2 steps ahead. And it solves a specific problem or fulfills a desire in exchange for that coveted email list or email address that a lot of people hold on to pretty tightly. And you want their best email address. You don't want just any old email address. Does anyone here have an email address they just use to sign up for shopping and newsletters? I do. I have an email list because I don't want to get spammed. But you want to get people's best email address, not their, oh, this is spam, I'm just going to sign up through, my other personal one that just is shopping. So I definitely have one of those emails, and then I have my best email. So what's a lead magnet exactly? It's a free digital gift, usually in the form of a PDF. It could be a video, it could be an audio, but we're going to focus on PDFs today. It's also known as a freebie, freemium, opt-in gift, lead generator, ethical bribe. You'll see lots of different names for this. It's what you give in exchange for an email address. This then becomes your main call to action. It's what you direct people to all the time. If you're over there thinking, I'm on social media, but I don't even know what to post. I don't know what to share. It's all overwhelming. Well, once you have something you can share with people, that's going to become the main thing that you share about. Tips, tricks, things that call to action then is, do you want more? go get my free guide or go get my free such and such, my PDF, the thing that's going to help them go further with you. And then you can continue conversations through email rather than social media, because I'm just gonna put a big sigh there. Social media. Oh man, social media. We love it, but we don't. So having an email list and being able to communicate that way can be much more effective and easier on us as someone who wants to have time to do other things that we love, not just be stuck to social media. So the criteria for this lead magnet, or this PDF we'll create, is one short PDF. It is not an ebook. It maybe could be considered an ebook, but it's not a 100-page all-intensive ebook. Shorter is better. One short PDF, it is going to have 4 parts to it. It's going to be a shortcut that solves a problem, and it should take people less than an hour to consume. So if they were to download it on their phone, they should be able to scroll through it while they're waiting in line to pick up their kids in the school pickup line. They should just be able to look at it and go, awesome, I got what I wanted. And it should also take you, this is the kicker here, 3 hours to create or less. Or less. Why? Because we fill the time given to us. If we say this month I'm creating a free PDF, it's going to take you all month. But if you say, I'm giving myself 1 hour to outline this, 1 hour to design, and 1 hour to share, it will take you 3 hours. So it should not take you longer than 3 hours. Yes, there's a little bit of leeway there for those of you who really are brand new to any of these systems and things, but about that time frame. This should be a super quick win, and it should share a little bit of your story. It has another call to action, and it always directs people back to you. And it's going to be a PDF, not a video, not an audio, although you can add those with it later. So it's going to be a guide or a roadmap or a blueprint or a checklist or a workbook or a cheat sheet. It could be even a companion to a challenge that you're running in PDF form. Why a PDF? PDF stands for portable document format. It's basically like a digital piece of paper. It's quick to download and view on any device. You can view it, but it's not easily editable. So someone can't just take it and edit it unless they have the super secret behind the scenes knowledge. It looks the same on every device. So whether you are on a computer or a phone, it's going to look the same. It doesn't transform like websites do. People learn in different ways. Like I said before, video, audio, some people like to read. You can also add hyperlinks within this PDF to direct to other resources, kind of like a blog post article, but in downloadable form. It also prepares you for creating handouts and workbooks for future courses. And I would like to know if anyone here, it's a yes or no question. Have you created workbooks for your courses? Workbooks or companions or things that are helpful with, along with, let's say, a 4-week beginner yoga course or my morning yoga class that I do every day. Have you created something that you can give on top of the class? Yes, yes, no, yes. Okay, cool. Well, this is going to prepare you to help get you used to creating workbooks or future handouts and things, different facets that you can give to people along with your videos or your courses or your memberships. So that's also very helpful. So it's good practice. So I'm just going to share this quick. I'm not going to go through all of it because it's a lot, but this is my business path, business guide. I just added this last minute because I'm sharing with you the point that we're working at right here. So with a business plan, you are solving a problem. Your offerings is a solution to a problem that you see people have. Then you choose which marketing channels that you want to use. Then you offer something as an introduction, and then you might offer the bigger thing. So it's a path that people go down, and you can see how this works with all the arrows. My virtual business guide is downloadable at the hyperlink there, ashesyoga.com/VYT. Yet another email incentive that I've created. It's one of my favorites. But we are really working on this point right here, where you have marketing, let's say Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or wherever you are. You might be in 1 or 2 places. Maybe it's flyers and word of mouth. But the next step after that is giving something of value. People will either pay with their email address or they'll pay you a small price for something that you're over delivering on. So what you're giving to people should be super helpful. It should make them think, wow, if she's giving me this for free, then I wonder what her paid offers are like. So we're going to go through the 5 steps to creating an email list lead magnet PDF. Let's do it. Here's the 5 steps in overview. Number 1, you're going to decide on a topic. This seems to trip a lot of people up, so I actually recently added this step. It used to be 4 steps. Now, the first one is deciding on a topic. We'll outline it, we will design it, then you will set up that opt-in page that will automatically give people the freebie when they insert their email. And you'll also write a welcome email that's going to be welcoming to the new people on your list. I also want to tell you a few ways that you can share this to actually get the people to join your list. We are not going to go through this, but the next step then would be sending regular emails or creating that email sequence. And that would make a really great part 2 to this training. But right now we're focusing on the 1 step. Deciding on a topic. Does anyone have a topic? If you already have an email freebie, write it in the comments. I want to know what you're working with. And also, if you have an idea already in your head, write that too. What could it be? It's a solution or a supplement. It's a shortcut based on your yoga teaching style or what you've offered. I see Josie saying self-care checklist. Yes, awesome. Cindy has 4 accessible ways to practice down dog. I love that. It's so specific. Amy is a moon calendar, a PDF on moon phases. Ooh, I love it. Seeing lots of things come up. Zen Paradise Yoga. I don't know your actual name, but Zen Paradise Yoga says pain point checklist as a massage therapist. Awesome. Tova says skills to help children with COVID vaccinations. Cool. And we can relate a lot of things, even if it's not yoga. Think about your audience. So you can look at popular posts on social media that you've posted or others. You can see what's trending. And don't think that you're stuck to this one, but start with one. We're not doing a bunch of them. We're just doing one. You're not stuck to it. Try it out for a while. It's kind of like picking your niche. If you haven't seen the webinar or training by Offering Tree that Shannon Crow did on getting specific, that one's a really good one too if you have access to some of these trainings. And then check out what other teachers are doing too. And you can even see a list. If you're looking at the chat, just look at all those ideas and see if something comes up for you too. Here's a couple of my examples. Some are more popular than others. One is just a simple yoga pose guide with alignment techniques. I have 24 poses. I took pictures of myself and I added the alignment for each pose. This is a great companion for any beginner yoga courses I'm doing or beginner yoga classes. Another idea could be some sort of workbook. I've got my 3-page yoga sequencing template, but you can also just have a question and answer, goal setting, or some kind of workbook where you don't even have to write a lot. You just make space where people can fill in the blanks. And just a note, if and when you're designing this and you want to make it fillable from the internet online, there's a website called pdfescape.com. It's mentioned a few times, but you can make it fillable and interactive. My favorite is my virtual business guide, and it's more of like infographic and roadmaps. So you can create graphics, you can have someone else create graphics, something that's more visual and some sort of path that people will follow. So you can do workbook style infographics, or it can simply be words on a paper. Another one I just want to kind of touch on this a little bit because we are yoga wellness professionals. This is an example of one I just created recently. It's just interesting content. It's a chakra cheat sheet, as I call it, and it's got a bunch of pages in it. Inside the workbook that you downloaded, if you click on any of the pictures, it'll actually take you right to my opt-in pages. Interactivity for the win. So if you want to see the actual document, you can go ahead and download them. But in this one, because it's talking about health, wellness, supporting your health, and some sort of specialty, somewhat touches on some medical topics, we want to add disclaimers. So I am not a lawyer or an attorney, but I do encourage you to talk with a lawyer or attorney if you are sharing anything that is talking about healing or curing or any kind of ailments. And again, I'm not going to get too deep into all of that. I wrote this disclaimer you see here by myself. I just said, hey, I'm not liable for misinformation or misprinting or anything. And so I just want to cover my bases. And I think that's important just to note when you are outlining or designing something. Okay, so those of you who are like, but I have 100 different things I want to do. I want this and that and this and goal setting and yoga and massage and this kind of yoga. I know, I get it. I used to teach 8 or 9 different formats every single week of yoga classes because I was a lead instructor at a studio. I taught a lot of different things. I wanted to teach handstands. I wanted to teach beginner yoga. I wanted to teach marketing. It just was crazy. So I get it. I resisted choosing a specific topic to start. And my email list was very slow to grow. But once I chose something, it became a lot easier to grow. You don't have to be passionate about it, but you do have to see a need. So here's another graph. This is my email list building journey over the past 5 years. So also know that this it's not a get rich overnight quick thing, not rich, but like get million subscribers overnight type of thing. This is going to take time, and it's going to take time and refining, but why not start now anyway? So the first 2.5 years of this, you can see it was very slow to grow. I had a baby and then everything just stopped because I canceled my email subscription. I didn't do anything and I said, I just can't afford it. I need to buy diapers. I can't. So I stopped my email list for a while. And then I bought a studio, and you see the little jump is because I got 600 new names from the old studio owner. And it kind of grew a little bit too, but then COVID hit, the pandemic hit. And then I really took it back to online and thought, you know what? Got to help people. That's when I redesigned my yoga sequencing template. I redesigned a couple other of my PDFs and guides. And now it's just, you can see that incremental increase to now where I'm nearly, I mean, I don't know the percentages, but it went from about 1,000 when I had bought my studio or so, maybe less than that, to now almost 8,000, give or take. But it's however many you have, it's depends on the value that you're giving to people. So creating something to give value to help solve a problem. And I really focused on just one, and that was my yoga sequencing guide. Before that, I had a bunch of different PDFs. I said, well, if you want to join me here, do that. If you want to join me there, do that. But then come 2020, I'm like, let's just hit this yoga sequencing for yoga teachers hard. And I did. And there you have it, growth. So you want to offer what people think that they need rather than what they actually need. So my example of my yoga sequencing, I have a 4-part guide that was my primary focus for sharing with people. I actually don't think that people really need yoga sequencing tips. What they actually need is a plan for their yoga business, or they need to actually just get out there and teach. But I'm giving them what they think they need. And a lot of times it does help. It really does. But it's not the full package. It's just a drop in the water. There's so much more beyond that. So if you struggle with the topic still, you can look in Facebook groups. Yoga sequencing and teaching tips group is a great place to look for ideas or even ask. Amazon book reviews, your favorite books, look at the reviews, the worst and the best. You'll find a lot of things there. Watch YouTube videos that you enjoy, but particularly look in the comments for questions and things that people need help with. Answerthepublic.com. You get 2 searches a day for free. It's also a great thing to type in a key phrase, and you'll see a lot of little web of things come up. Yes, YouTube and Amazon are so amazing. And also just industry topics or news in general about our industry. Listen to your clients, listen to what people are saying, or you can figure out or share a problem that you've solved. The one example I have on that is the wireless microphone problem. No one could get the thing connected to a computer. So I solved that problem, shared it on YouTube. I could have created a guide on it, but instead I have a different way of adding to my email list with that, but solving a problem. So how to connect a wireless microphone to your computer, or how to fix, maybe not say fix, but how to help with back pain in 3 easy steps, or anything of that sort, or look at popular social media posts. So I'm going to give you a really easy way to create something if you're like, I don't have a step-by-step process. I don't have I don't have that. So here's one thing you can do to get started. Think about the industry specifics that you teach. I'm going to use the example of chair yoga. If you teach chair yoga, what you would do is come up with a list of 5 to 10 resources that are not your own, but you're going to be the connector. So now you have a page of different resources that people can go to for chair yoga. It might be books on Amazon. It might be your top 2 books, your top 3 videos, and just come up with a package of things you could link in a PDF. Very easy. Where chair yoga could be, check out so and so's video or check out my video, but you wouldn't even have to have any content. You could simply pull in other people's content as long as it's available on the internet, or if it's something that you're able to find publicly, you can just combine resources to create a checklist. Top 10 resource checklist for chair yoga. Super simple. It's a great way to do it. And I do in yoga sequencing and teaching tips group, there were so many questions on what's the best, trainings for chair yoga. Where can I get chair yoga classes and sequences? And it's been a very popular topic lately, making things accessible. Okay, next step after you have your topic. Everyone got some thoughts in their head? Even if it's a resource guide, top 10 resources for vinyasa yoga to have energy in the morning, that kind of thing. Just resources you can pull in from other places, or you can create your own. So you're going to outline this. And the easiest way is just pull up a Word document, a Google document. I like Google because if your computer crashes, it automatically saves. So a Google document, if you have Gmail, you have Google Drive, and you can make Google documents. You can always Google search how to do that if you're confused. When in doubt for tech stuff, Google search. Okay, you're not going to try to make it pretty. You're just going to write things out. You'll want to consider your headlines and bullet points and maybe section some things, but no colors or anything fancy. What's kind of fun sometimes is creating proprietary acronyms like the ABC method or the 4M framework or some kind of system that's proprietary or made up for you. Now that's where some creative juices have to happen, but it's kind of fun. But this is also where you're going to ask for feedback on the content rather than hours after you've designed it and you're done with it and you realize, oh, it's not what people want. So ask for the feedback here in this stage. Your 4-part outline is going to go like this. You've got a cover page. You've got the title, subtitle, created by your name. And if you have a website, you do your website. Don't have a website, maybe it's an Instagram handle or a Facebook URL, whatever it is, just somehow to contact you. That's a cover page. Page 1, that one should be the easiest. Page 2 is your story, why you created this guide, who you are. It's an introduction to you, what you struggled with, and why you can help them. This builds that know, like, and trust. And you're also going to put some photos of you, your smiling face, a headshot if you have that. And the middle section, or page 3 to whatever, at least page 3, is that content people came there for. This is what they wanted. This is what they had to scroll past pages 1 and 2 to find. So it's the main content. It's your step-by-step system, your guide, your framework, your solution. You want to try to stick to 5 main points and pages at most. I had someone, maybe you're here, you said you had like 20 poses or something, 25 poses. And I would really recommend that longer isn't better. Because you have 20 poses versus 5 poses you want to share, you're not going to get more people downloading this because you're sharing 20 or 25 poses. You probably will get more people downloading if you have 3 or 5 because it's a quicker win. You get to scroll through a couple poses, that's it. It's so much easier, and it's an easier conversion, easier to let people know, yeah, it's 3 easy poses, download this guide. Great, I have time for that. And the last page, oh yes, I will clarify that. Okay, but the last page here, direct viewers to work with you further in your yoga class or hire you as a one-on-one or for massages or for whatever it is you do. So you want to actually give them one place where you direct them to work with you further. And as far as asking for feedback in the outlining stage, well, all I'm saying is if you are kind of questionable about what you're creating or you want feedback or proofreading, do that here rather than after you've designed it and don't make it hidden until the very, very end. You actually want to ask people to ask and see if it's a good idea. Ask and see if it's something that that people would want or download, or ask so that you can make updates prior to going through the whole design process. And if you're hiring a designer, you don't want to have to go back and forth because now you've got to change things. So with the content itself, when you're writing it, ask for feedback and proofreading in the outline stage. And I say that from my graphic designs perspective because I'd have people who give me the content to design, and then they would blame me because there were typos and errors, expecting me to proofread it, but I'm not the proofreader. I'm just the copy and paster designer. And so just avoiding that sort of, that back and forth type thing. The second step after you've outlined is to design it. Now here's the example I have. Designing using Canva. Canva.com. Anybody a Canva lover? Canva? Emojis all the way? Yes, yes, yes. Canva. Yes, there's so many people. User, not a lover. Okay. Well, a lot of people love it. I'm gonna just tell you a secret. I don't love Canva and I don't even use it, but I do. Actually, I love it for other people. I use programs that I would never recommend to people because the learning curve is crazy. Anybody here an Adobe InDesign lover? I am. InDesign, Photoshop, Illustrator? Anybody? So I use programs that are very expensive, and I wouldn't recommend them because they're expensive and because there's a very high learning curve. I went to college for 4 years to learn how to be an InDesign expert. So let's not go there. Canva makes it so easy. Canva's so easy. So I do both. But this is my Canva example. There's templates and everything. You see the cover photo, you see a little story tidbit, and you can actually open this up if you've downloaded my guide. It's also in that email. You see the middle section where I just have 7 different movements and I'm showing you the movements. And then I've got the call to action last page. So there's your example of what I'm sharing with you and how simple it can be and what you can actually write in the PDF guide. And I give this PDF or a version of it in every single confirmation email for my morning yoga class that I host on Offering Tree. So I have this free class I do every morning, and in the confirmation, okay, it's not free. You can pay what you want. I like the sliding scale pricing. But in the confirmation, I also provide this supplement so people can have a guide if they can't make it live. So canva.com, we talked about that just momentarily. Just some tips on this is you want to create an 8.5 by 11 size project. That's inches. So if you're in metrics, just convert that from 8.5 by 11. That's paper size, regular paper. You want to use a letterhead or newsletter template. So if you sign up for canva.com, you can see that there's templates. You just click create a new design, choose letterhead or newsletter, and it will give you templates you can pull in. And I was maybe going to go into I don't know that I necessarily need to go in and show you how to do all of that, but it's fairly simple. Canva kind of walks you through that process. And if you do have questions, Google search, you can ask me. If you can ask, I love talking about this stuff. I will talk about it for days. So in my Facebook group, or if you can get in touch with me, Ashes Yoga is my handle everywhere, ASHES Yoga. So ask me on Instagram, but canva.com, I'm happy to share any tips. I'm not an expert at Canva, but it should be fairly simple. And if you're like really averse to designing, you can hire somebody on Fiverr.com or Upwork. If you do design it in Canva, make sure you're saving it as a standard PDF. Why? Because then it will have clickable links. And the thing that you want to do, if you see here, if I look back on this last page, you can see it says http:// Anytime there's an https:/ or http://, that link's going to be clickable. At the bottom of this, where it says wakeupwithashley.com, that's not clickable. So interestingly, when you export it from Canva, anything with an HTTPS will be clickable. So that's why I added that in that call to action page. So design basics, just going to cover a couple. High contrast colors, black text on white is best because some people like to print things. I mean, my guide maybe isn't the best because it's got a lot of black on it, but it's still not black background and white text. It's black text on white background or light background, high contrast for easy reading and easy printing. Make use of big headlines, bullet points, sections, no more than 2 to 3 fonts. And the fonts, if you're familiar with fonts, I love typography too. It's my favorite college class, typography. That's dealing with fonts. So you'll stick with the sans serif font. That means it doesn't have those little edges on it. Like Times New Roman is a serif font where there's some kind of frill to it, looks more classical, but a sans serif font is without the serifs. And you can see what I have here, Arial, Helvetica, those fonts. What you see here is a sans serif font, but no smaller than 14-point font so people on a phone can read it. 8.5 by 11 because people like to print things. Some people still do. You'd be surprised. And you want to add your website, your name, and page numbers to all the pages. I downloaded a freebie once and it was in my phone for a long time. And I looked at it and it didn't have a website, it didn't have a name, and I was so confused at where I got it from. So you want people, even years down the road, to be directed back to you. You can get free images, stock images, if you don't want to take your own from these websites, Pexels, Unsplash, Pixabay. Canva even has some. If you sign up for Canva Pro, you can have even more options. I think Canva Pro is $10 a month, but otherwise you can get away with a free version. Do not use images from Google. Don't Google search and use images. That is considered stealing. It's not right. Nothing will probably happen if you're not sending it to tons and tons of people, but just best practices is to not use Google Images. After you have your PDF, you've outlined, you designed it, you export or save it as a standard PDF, you'll want to upload it into somewhere where you can share it as a link, an easy clickable link. Google Drive is recommended. You can upload into a Google Drive folder and then share the link. Make sure it's not restricted. Make sure everybody can access it if they click it. If you're familiar with Dropbox, that's just another cloud storage option. If you have a WordPress website, I'm not going to get into those details, but if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. You can upload it to the media library. So Google Drive, again, I really like. All of these are free. So you would upload that PDF so you can make it easy to send a link rather than attaching it as a file, because that makes your emails kind of large and sometimes will be flagged as spam. We don't want to be flagged as spam. So if we instead just create a link that goes to somewhere that can download it, it's much better than taking the full file and uploading it to the email. So now how do we create an opt-in form? Now, how do people get this said email incentive? Everyone's following along so far? We're good? Were there any questions about, let's say, designing or outlining that we might want to cover? It's gonna show my face right now. How's everyone doing with this so far? Designing, outlining would be nice. Well, we did just talk about that. I can't go through, I don't have necessarily the time to go through Canva right now. I can't go through and say, okay, here's exactly how you do it. But I did provide you with the example and the how-tos, a little bit of the how-tos. Yes. Yes, you will get the replay so you can go through this again, of course. Okay, let's go through how to create an opt-in form, and we can also go through some Canva stuff and little things if we have time at the end. So this is where it gets a little technical and we can feel like, I don't know about this. This is taking me out of my comfort zone. So now you've got this PDF or this file that you want to share, and we're now out of our comfort zone because now we have to do the technical behind the scenes. Okay, let me help you with that. Let's simplify that. Okay, choose your email management software system. Email management system. You can get away with no email software. You can simply choose to collect emails manually, save them on a piece of paper or a spreadsheet. That is not the best way if you're planning to grow. It's doable at first, but I think moving forward, choosing a system that automates some of this stuff is good. Offering Tree is an option for your email management software. If you are just starting out specifically, it doesn't have all the robust features yet. They're working on it, but it's very simple. It's a little limited. very simple and great. I've got links here if you want to try them out. My personal favorite is ConvertKit. It's more complex. It is still pretty simple, but its whole purpose is email, and that's it. It's just about email. There's nothing else. There's a few other, bells and whistles here, but it's not going to be your all-in-one platform like Offering Tree would be. Offering Tree has the website, the blog, the scheduling and booking, private lessons, group lessons, courses, all that stuff, where ConvertKit is solely really focused on email management. And also know you can always switch. Export that list, import it someplace else. I did that. When I had a baby, I didn't want to pay for ConvertKit. I exported my list, went to a free version of MailChimp, and then I came back to ConvertKit a year later, and now I'm using both Offering Tree and ConvertKit. So don't get too caught up in what you want to choose. MailChimp is fine. MailChimp is good. I think they're a little limited. Their pricing structure it's a big jump. It goes from like $10 a month to $89 once you have over a certain amount. So MailChimp, I think, is one of the most popular and common because it was one of the first on the scene. Not necessarily because they're the best, but because they were one of the first. And so they have a really big jump there. But there's a lot of them, and all of them are good. I'm not going to be here to compare all of them. MailerLite, Aweber, Constant Contact, Entreport, they're all good. Honestly, they're if you find that you like it, and most of them are great, again, you can switch, but if you find one that works for you, use it. They're all going to be very similar. So what if you're like, but I can't afford it? Okay, there are free options. Also, Offering Tree, you can get 50% off your first 3 months, and that's still that's as low as $14 a month for the first 3 months. ConvertKit is free up to 1,000 subscribers. There's some limitations with the free version, but if you have 1,000 subscribers on your email list and you are not asking them to work with you or buy something from you, then you got to start changing something up. Again, this training is not about that, but 1,000 subscribers is a lot of subscribers. You can also do this manually, but you can ask for email addresses on social media. That's a long way to do it, but it's still possible, and you can start with that if you really like spreadsheets and to control things like that. Awesome, you can do it one by one. But then, along with ConvertKit, there's like a whole list of other softwares. But Offering Tree also is so great to get started with this one thing. I'm going to show you how. So my tip is to use what you have, use what you're currently using until you absolutely need to upgrade. Oh, that's the wrong link. Ashes, it's offeringtree.com/ashes for that link. But let's move on. So your opt-in page, an opt-in page or form is where people input their email. You want a title. Hey, get your free guide. You want your subtitle. You want your name and email fields. I don't recommend more than just first name and email. If you add last name, that just creates another barrier to entry. It's easiest just to have email opt-in field, but first name is good too. A lot of people will say first name, they're used to first name and email. Last name gets a little intrusive. I wouldn't ask for that or phone numbers or anything. A submit button, a mock-up image to make this non-tangible thing look tangible, look like they can reach out and touch it, like they're actually giving you something. This can be made in Canva. A mock-up is like a computer screen image of your course or your ebook, or it's like little pieces of paper with a shadow behind it. So that's what a mock-up is. That can be done in Canva. I think they're really helpful. So here's an example of just that. This is one of mine. I actually have, and if you see on my Offering Tree site myself, you will see I have an Offering Tree opt-in. If you scroll down, this one was made in ConvertKit and pulled into Offering Tree. You can do the same thing, Offering Tree to your website. So you can have things play together and interweave, and it's awesome. So it's so much fun. I think it's fun to play with this stuff. So it's got a headline, get your exclusive guide, a picture of me because it's fun, and then the button that is in a flashier color that like really says, yeah, click me right now. I want to get my guide. And what you see below is that mock-up, or it's these pages with shadows behind it. And you can create that in Canva. It's just images of my PDF. Okay, this one is in Offering Tree. It's a pop-up that happens when you hit at the top. There's this option to hit free guide. And this is a pop-up that happens. There's not as much design you can put in there, but you can add pictures. And you can change the size of the font. You can change and do some bullet points. You can change the color, the little free guide color at the bottom, but then it changes everywhere. So there's a few limitations, but it's still very doable. Here's a couple others that I've made too, just simple pop-ups like join our email list, join my challenge. So even if you're doing like a 3-day challenge, I still recommend adding a PDF companion to that 3-day challenge. If it's a video challenge, have them sign up through email to get the companion to that free challenge you're hosting in Facebook or on Zoom. And then after someone actually signs up, just a little note here, keep it simple. Thanks for checking out the guide. Now go to your inbox to download it. So this is this little success. Now check your email to download your free guide, the success message. And that's all set up using ConvertKit or your email software or Offering Tree. Do I have time to go in the back end and show you that? Should I do that? Do you need that? I could totally do that. I actually did that in a previous video that I had shared in my Facebook group, but I'm happy to do that again to show you a little bit of the back end. I'm not going to show you the back end of ConvertKit. There are tutorials on that as well as tutorials in Offering Tree. So the success part, okay, so cool. I'll do that in a moment. So we'll come back to I'll share my web browser after this. Confirmation email. After someone signs up for your email list, the first email they get from you is going to be the most open email. Do not take this lightly. This email is the one that most people will click on. It's very important. So instead of just saying you're confirmed or something, you want people to click on it and actually get that guide to work with you to take the next step. So make it exciting. The subject is, it's here, so exciting. Your guide to better health, your resource checklist, chair yoga checklist, your whatever it is, the PDF is inside. So in this email, you want to remind them why they signed up, tell them why it's so special, hit the download button, sign your name. So there'll be a download button or a hyperlink that's really obvious people can click on. And that download button goes to, let's say, your Dropbox link that you saved, so that it's not attached directly to the email, but instead it's a link that goes elsewhere. And then an additional call to action for the very next step, like join a Facebook group or continue the conversation over here, or if you want to work with me, or if you're ready to take the next step. So take that, have that call to action. PSs at the bottom work really well. So here's an example of one that I did in ConvertKit. And this one is specifically for a free guide. So it's thanks for joining, thanks for signing up. In case you went on an opt-in spree, I'll remind you why you got this. The simple formula I use, me and my teaching style. This is for my 4-part sequencing guide. And I have the button that says download the guide. And then that PS that says, let's continue the conversation in my yoga sequencing and teaching tips Facebook group. Go to the group. And another one I have is that virtual business challenge guide. And notice these emails are really short. They're super short. They're to the point. Great, awesome. And that's so these very short emails. But I want to share with you a difference that you would do specifically for an email list like this versus Offering Tree. So when you're in Offering Tree and you're doing this email list incentive, the thing about Offering Tree right now, currently, is that when people sign up to your email list using the subscribe button, the pop-up, or if they book a class or do anything, they're all going to get the same email. You only have one first email you can send to your newsletter. So you kind of want to hit it double whammy. So it's right here, it says, whether you're a new teacher or someone wanting to say hi, I wanted to give you a welcome. You might be getting this because you signed up for my morning yoga class. Awesome. Or you might have signed up for the free guide and simply want to check it out, then keep reading. So I'm letting people know you're getting this whether or not you asked for it, whether you're signing up for my yoga class or because you hit that free guide button, here's where you download that guide. And so people aren't coming back to me saying, hey, I never signed up for a free guide. What are you sending me? So I'm sort of hitting both of those, 2 birds with 1 stone. So in Offering Tree, it's a little bit different where that email needs to be a little longer, explaining that you're giving them this cool bonus And here's where you can download the guide. Okay, so that's where Offering Tree, although very simple, it you do have to kind of adjust a little bit because you get one email sequence, one first email to all new subscribers. And then we're going to share it, and we're going to go through just real quick where you would share that link. The link might be your Offering Tree site, or it could be in ConvertKit. When you hit publish, it'll give you a link to that page. Now, you don't have to attach that to a website. You don't have to attach it anywhere. That link stands on its own. It's what you give to people. So you don't have to have a website. You would copy the link from your email software or wherever your opt-in page is, and you share it to the world. Where? Social media profiles, bio links. There's a lot of passive places. Cover photos, social media things, YouTube videos, live broadcasts, blog posts, Pinterest, everywhere that you can share it, you're going to share it. You can also share in direct messages for word of mouth. Hey, I just created this thing that can help a lot of people. Do you know anyone interested? Not you, but someone else. The link. Okay, so let me go into there. I'm going to skip through a few. Oh, here we go. We're pretty much done anyway, but I'm going to take a moment to actually go into my, here we go, right here. So with Offering Tree, have a minute. So the link I would send people is this right here, ashesyoga.offeringtree.com, because up at the top I have free guide. When people click on that, they can get the free guide. Okay, cool. With ConvertKit, if you hit publish, it gives you a link that's like ck.gobbledygook. Like it's a long link that's just sort of there. If you have a different website, wherever you might have a form like this, a form, you can simply share whatever page that is on. So I could also say, get the free guide, scroll down on my website, ashesyoga.offeringtree.com. In the back end, you would set that up in your site settings, right? Site settings, lead generator. And at the bottom of that this is where you can change the button that says free guide or subscribe or start here. So there's a few things that you can do in Offering Tree with that. I would teach more in ConvertKit, but we're not, that's Google searchable. You would share after you publish it or a page. You can do the same thing in MailChimp, or there's other places where you're designing opt-in pages. So all techie things you would search for. Also things that I share elsewhere. I share ConvertKit in other places. Yes, you can. Actually, I have an Offering Tree. You can do different landing pages and can you do different landing pages to different targeted freebies? Not currently. So not currently. You have one email that you can send that is your in email marketing. The automated emails, there's only one series that you can send. Eventually, they are going to be adding tags and the ability to segment your list a little bit more. But right now, and like I said before, I can't get into building an email sequence, but this is where you could have the email go out the first day, the next day you could have another one, and then another one, but you only get one with Offering Tree. With other email management softwares, you can do multiple segmented lists and different sequences. Oh, there we go. So that was with Offering Tree. That's the very simple version. Again, ConvertKit, I can't get too much into that. When it comes to sharing your link, other things you can do, let's say in canva.com. Here I am in Canva. These are all my designs. What I love about Canva is it saves everything, so I don't lose my documents later on in folders or something crashes. It's all in the cloud of Canva. So this morning movement and meditation guide is here. You can make a cover photo for your Facebook and make sure you have the link in the description. There's a lot of templates you can make for designs, for ways, like over here on the left, you'll see all these templates that you can use. You can upload your own images. So Canva is really fun for also directing people to your email list too. And if you do have questions about some of this like back-end stuff of Offering Tree, I really like troubleshooting with people. So I'm just going to shout out there that you can contact me Ashes Yoga, or in my Facebook group, Yoga Sequencing and Teaching Tips. Recommendations, of course, offeringtree.com/ashes for a discount on Offering Tree if you want to get started with that. ConvertKit's free for up to 1,000, and I do have a link here as well. And I will tell you the pricing structure right now with me and ConvertKit with almost 8,000 people. I will be soon paying over $100 a month. So it has bigger price jumps. Like it's starts at 29, then 49, then 79, then 99, then 120. It just depends on how many you have. With Offering Tree, you can have a whole huge list and the price is not going to increase. So that is really nice. Your list can be 10,000 and you're still going to pay the same. I have a couple podcasts that I love listening to when it comes to email list building and just business in general. I love Chalene Johnson's Build Your Tribe podcast, Amy Porterfield, Online Marketing Made Easy, and Amanda McKinney, which you may have seen her here hosting. She's a big proponent of Offering Tree as well, but she has a lot of marketing tips when it comes to a lot of different areas, including email. And just a little recap. Pick a topic, outline your lead magnet, outline it, make sure it's good, get your photos, get your colors, and then design it. And then create that opt-in page and write your first email, and you're going to share your link everywhere. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go through those questions now. Oh, any more questions? Just a couple, maybe. Was there anything that's like really standing out? At what point in my business should I join Offering Tree? Do I wait till I'm clear on my topic, do the PDF? I think you start Offering Tree right away. Away.
Because it's a great time to start Offering Tree. Yeah, especially if you're just a beginning point, you just need something to get started. Offering Tree is perfect for that.
Opt-in with WordPress, someone asks. Yes, you can WordPress, you would connect it to your emails. There's plugins for WordPress. WordPress is all about plugins. So yes.
It looks like Taya Sweeney asked what format to use on Canva to create your PDFs. They have a PDF setting you can pick, and when you download it, you can download it as a PDF, not a PNG. Is that right, Ashley?
So I'm going to share this like right here at the top. It says download, and then it says you don't do PNG, you do PDF standard, small size multi-page document. You don't want print because you want to be able to have some of those hyperlinks be clickable, and it's small document, doesn't have to be printable. People can print it. The images just aren't going to be perfect and high res, but you'd want to save it, download as a standard PDF document. For example, for a Facebook cover, you'd want a PNG or a JPEG.
I think what you're asking is like which format you should choose in Canva, like the one that says Facebook cover, or the one that says PDF. There's one that's an 8.5 by 11 dimensions, right? So choose that one.
Yeah, newsletter or letterhead. I usually choose because they have then the templates. Yes.
We're a little bit over time, folks. Thanks for sticking around. We'll definitely send you an email with the final Q&A. So if you have to head out, you'll get it, no worries. And also it'll be coming tomorrow. So just don't expect it in the next 12 hours, but we'll get you the email tomorrow. Thank you everyone for joining.
Yes, thank you so much.
Folks are saying they'll get in touch with Ashley. You definitely should.
Yes,
she creates
please.
Amazing content.
I would love to expand if I need to or clarify anything. I know there's a little confusion, but if it's new information, it might be overwhelming. It's a little, I'm happy to clarify.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thanks.